Thanks for staying with us here on News from the States. Governor of Borno State, Babangana Zulum, has visited the University of Maroa in Cameroon, where his government is constructing a 500-seat lecture theatre to support learning for both Nigerian students and refugees who fled insurgency. The governor also unveiled a set of humanitarian commitments aimed at transforming the future of young people whose lives have been shaped by conflict. Senior reporter Jesse Tafida has this story.
On the campus of the University of Maroa, hope walked in with purpose. Borno State Governor Babangana Zulum arrived to inspect an ambitious project, a 500-seater lecture theatre funded by his administration, built not in Nigeria, but here in Cameroon, where many young Nigerians and refugees have sought refuge and opportunity. For more than a decade, education for displaced families has been a fragile dream, but today, the dream feels within reach.
To assure the indigenous of Borno State and West Africa, Borno State will come give you scholarships to continue with studies. I believe if you graduated with the blind campus, the Borno State government, especially Borno State University, another tertiary institution in the state will not hesitate to recruit you as permanent staff.
The governor assured the Cameroonian government and the university community of Borno's continued support, describing education as a strategic tool for rebuilding lives and stabilizing border regions. For the university management, this support goes beyond construction, but a demonstration of cross-border partnership and a commitment to uplifting young people whose futures were interrupted by insurgency.
You are a leader, and you have shown us what leadership is all about. Leader is best when people barely know he exists.
We are all very grateful, especially for the opportunity that he gave us to continue our study in the university because of the shortage of the fund from the HCR. But due to his presence, he made a promise for us that we are going to continue our study.
As the tour concluded, one thing was unmistakable. This was not just a visit, but humanitarian statements that education remains one of the most powerful tools for healing, rebuilding, and restoring dignity to communities fractured by conflict. Jesse Tafida, TVC News, Maroa, Cameroon.
TVC News senior reporter Jesse Tafida joins me on News from the States. Jesse, this is quite unusual. A Nigerian state building a 500-seater lecture theatre in another country. What reasons did the governor give for investing outside Nigeria, and how is this tied to the history of displacement across the Lake Chad Basin?
Well, Ibrahim, first things first, the governor spent days in Cameroon to see the refugees that have been in Cameroon for over 10 years. Now, the government of Cameroon have continued to cater the humanitarian needs of the Nigerian refugees because of the close relationship the Nigerian government is having with the Cameroonian government. Now, the governor of the Far North region, Yawa, who all these refugees have been staying under his watch, has continued to support them with humanitarian aids, food items, non-food items, and cash. And there are students of Nigeria whom are studying in that university, which the UN agencies continue to support them. And now the governor is saying that he is also going to support the Nigerian students there studying in Cameroon due to the insurgency that has displaced them. Now, these students are living before in border communities in Borno, in Nigeria and in Cameroon. These are good people from Goza local government area, Bama local government area. Now they're taking refuge in Cameroon and they're schooling there, and the government of Cameroon has been supporting them. Now the governor is saying he would also, come in to support not only the students, but also other students in Cameroon, to benefit from this lecture theatre. Because according to him, if the foreign government are trying to support, people from Borno State, the Borno State government should also, support the Cameroonian government in catering the educational needs of these students.
Yeah, of course, there are always debates when state resources cross borders. What are you hearing from Borno residents? Do they see this as an extension of humanitarian duty or an unnecessary foreign expenditure?
Well, according to people that we've heard from them, this is not the first time the Borno State governor is offering out scholarship, and then other things to indigenous of the state, going to other countries to go and learn other courses to come back to the state, to come and give back to the state. Now, this is still part of this gesture of the governor. The Nigerian citizens are there studying, and then because they're studying there, and then the Cameroonian government is giving them support. Nigerian government is now giving them the support to reciprocate the gesture that the Cameroonian government are giving us. And according to the Borno State Commissioner for Education, he says that this is part of the government's mandate, to provide schools for IDPs, and refugees there. Now, this is one of the ways that the state government is doing to see that these refugees, study abroad, by the support of the Nigerian government. Also to note is that him spending days in Cameroon is to see these Nigerian refugees, to see how best he could, take them back to their places of abode. Now that peace is gradually turning, and then, humanitarian funding cuts has, affected the humanitarian support being given to them. Now, these are all geared towards improving the educational gap that has been created by the over 10 years insurgency, Ibrahim.
So if you look at Cameroon, relatively peaceful. Borno State had faced, the Boko Haram insecurity, ISWAP, etc. How is security situation back home? Although we've seen that the governor has done so much when it comes to infrastructure, resettling displaced persons, building schools and infrastructure and all of that. But what is the security situation like in Borno State as we speak?
Well, the security situation in Borno State has greatly improved compared to 2012, 2013, whereby going out of your house is something else. People are praying to go out for work and come back safely with their lives. People cannot sleep in those days with their both eyes closed. But now the security has improved, not only in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, but there are liberated communities whereby you know that TVC News has been, in the forefront of reporting the post-insurgency era, whereby people are being taken back to their places of abode. They've continued to pick up the pieces of their lives. Livelihoods are, have commenced, and then people are, staying there because the government is saying that they cannot continue to cater the needs of IDPs. First things first, security, and then other basic amenities follows. I can see that a lot of local government areas have been liberated, and people are back. But there are pockets of attacks, here and there, which the Nigerian military, together with the government, are doing their best to see that all this becomes the thing of the past. And then with a change in the security structure, we could see how the military are continuing, to go forth, to fight the insurgents, not waiting for the insurgents to bring the fight to them, but them taking the fight to the insurgents, to all this Sambisa Forest and other hideout location. And one issue the governor has raised is that the Lake Chad region continue to harbor in some insurgents, because, it's a border town, and the Multinational Joint Task Force is doing its best to see that this insurgency becomes a thing of the past. Right. Ibrahim.
Senior reporter Jesse Tafida, thank you so much. Thank you.